Let's do it.
I'm recording.
And
Right.
we're back for game 2.
Let's go for game 2.
Secret finals between Henry and Jago. Jago coming out with a strong cannon rush in game 1 and completely confining Henry to his base. We're playing on Destiny LE. How is this map going to change the gameplay?
So in the spirit of the beginner blind tournament, we have basically target banned the strategy from the first game with this map, Dynasty LE. So we have this pocket expansion here with the gold base. I believe that Jago has used this map a few times before, where you have very easy access.
Dynamic games.
Very easy access to a gold base.
I believe this was one of the maps played in the finals between Henry and Scott.
And we also have a much smaller natural expansion here, so it's a lot harder to hide a probe somewhere around here without the Zerg being able to see it and counterattack it with their own workers. So
now you got to figure with this particular map setup, Henry's thinking, well, he just can't cannon rush me on this map setup. You know, it's impossible. There's no way he'll even try. So is there a cheeky play where Jago just does it anyway and says, yes,
he definitely could, but we see the gateway first coming out from Jago. So looks like, and he also did not do the early probe scout. So it looks like the cannon rush is just not on the menu for this game.
He did say it would be pretty much impossible on this map.
We see hatchery first from Henry. Going up to 17 supply without taking a gas or making a spawning pool. So, okay, and there's his spawning pool at 17 again. So we have hatch first, then spawning pool. So an aggressive and economically aggressive opening from Henry, delaying his military units to get a base early. And I wonder if we'll see him take this base up here.
Yeah, now that base is usually better, right? Because it's got the rich mineral field.
It's kind of a trade-off. So it has only one gas geyser, which definitely matters a lot. You need gas for basically all of your advanced units and upgrades, but it does have a lot of minerals. So I believe 5 gold mineral patches is equivalent to 8 blue mineral patches as far as the amount of minerals you can get and the speed that your workers will return it to the base.
Interesting. Now, Jago, even with such a oppressively strong attack early in the game. We see
Jago go ahead and take the gold base. So
beautiful. We love that.
And I would love to see some roaches, some fast roaches from Henry just go, and they can just stand right behind this mineral line here, and they can really make a big pain out of themselves.
Now, can they attack over the mineral line?
Yes,
and blow workers if they try to mine it?
They certainly can.
Interesting.
We're going to see an early zealot come out, countered by a spine crawler. Henry does have 2 queens. They should easily be able to chase the zealot away. Looks like the queen is...
If queens can't beat a zealot, then we really do have a problem.
Yes. 2 queens are more than good enough to deal with 1 zealot. The zealot's going to go and check. He's checking the gold base. He wanted to see if...
But he's got nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run out. Oh my god.
Well, the queen kind of back at the hatchery, going to inject some larvae, so that this zealot maybe could get away, but it looks like he's just going to kind of hang out here.
See, here's what I love. I love
and take some more, and now he's running into a corner. Yeah, and now this zealot is pretty done for. He's going to try and stab some... Actually gets a drone before he shuffles off this mortal coil.
100% Jago was not playing the game while he was running that zealot around. I almost guarantee he was just hovering over that thing and microing it while not developing anything.
Looks like they're pretty even, I think, on income. Zerg ahead a little bit. Zerg ahead a little bit on workers, but that's about what you would expect. That's pretty normal in a game of Starcraft 2.
Now, I've heard in my research before this finals, I was looking up how the Zerg versus Protoss matchup goes, and common knowledge seems to dictate that the Zerg player can econ a bit better than the Protoss player and come back in a mid to late game scenario, even if the Protoss has stronger early units.
I wonder if we'll see...
That's going to be kind of what we play out here.
We do see Jago taking his natural expansion, going ahead and taking his 3rd base. We do not see a 3rd base from Henry. We see an early roach warren from Henry, and what's he making? What are all those larvae? It looks like just drones. So filling up, he is fully saturated now at both of his bases. So he needs to either make some roaches and get aggressive, or go ahead and take his take a 3rd base.
Now, why do you think he's so hesitant to go into that natural expansion with the rich mineral base?
Well, it looks like he's going to go ahead and take it now. I think Henry was focusing a little bit on defense. We see he made a bunch more queens. Let's see, up to 5 queens now. Very good for defense. Very good against void rays, and he's making a whole bunch of defensive buildings here with these 2 spine crawlers and the spore crawler. So I think Henry just preferring to play a little defensively.
Well,
We
that makes
see,
sense. After game 1, you certainly don't want to get cheesed again, right?
yeah, very true. And it looks like Henry's also going ahead and just making a bunch of spore crawlers everywhere. It is just about spore 30. So that's a good time to make your spore crawlers. Defends against a lot of typical tining for Protoss air units. And here is why you see the Stalker positioning behind the gold minerals. That might be why Henry's a little hesitant to take that base, is because your workers are very vulnerable. Just like I said, how the roaches can go down to that base and attack from behind the mineral line. So come the Stalkers, and here come the Stalkers to attack the Queen. Should be enough roaches to defend. And yep, they're going to shoot at the Queen a little bit and just walk away.
Perfect.
Now he's probably going to try and camp them out behind these gold minerals and just be a big pain in the butt. Shooting at another Overlord.
Base, and now is he even going to be able to use it?
They can actually hit the building even. That's a little brutal for Henry.
Yeah, I think he's bringing 5 workers down to help.
Here comes roaches and zerglings to chase these stalkers away.
So he'll be able to eat these guys up theoretically.
They will have to retreat or die. Not enough stalkers here to deal with all these roaches.
Okay, are we seeing Jago have a problem here where he's got 2,000 minerals built up because he's spending so much time microing these stalkers?
Very true, very astute observation. Jago letting his minerals get a little bit high and actually falling way behind on supply. Look at the supply in the upper right corner. We have 70 to 80, and he's going to lose all these stalkers too. Okay, he gets one out.
70 out of that's 70 out of 70 versus 90 to 120. So that means he's also quite a few just like supply depots.
Quite far behind on supply. We see even after all of that harassment, even on workers, really far behind on military. And I actually think this would be a good time. Let's see if we have the no roach speed upgrade from Henry. There's this one right here. Glial reconstitution makes roaches way faster off of creep. And if we were to see some roach speed and a roach counterattack out of Henry, I think Jago's really vulnerable right now.
Wow, that is a lot of floating weird eyeball dudes. Oh, my
yes,
lord.
Big Overlord pack. That's,
yeah, these are not military units, though, right? These are like the supply guys?
Yes, these are Zerg floating supply depots.
Now, what if instead he had big alien monsters to beat Jago up with?
Well, you do need the Overlords in order to make the other big alien monsters.
Okay, well,
so
this is a lot of big crawlies heading across the map. And these guys seem so fast.
We see a bunch of stalkers here. No blink upgrade. They're going to bully this queen.
Oh, that queen's dead. Oh, yeah, that's a dead bug.
But we have Henry still really far ahead on supply. Now adding Hydralisks to his composition. Only a tiny amount of his army. The rest coming down here. Might get a surround on these stalkers. This could actually be really bad for Jago. All of these stalkers are in incredible danger. He's going to lose one. He's going to then the roaches without the speed. That's what I was saying about roach speed. Not able. If he had had that roach speed upgrade, he would have been able to kill at least half of those stalkers, if not all of them.
Yeah, it's interesting to note that it seems like Jago and the microing of his units has been able to just leverage how fast all these Protoss units are. Comparatively to the little Zerg boys.
Stalkers definitely are very versatile units. They're kind of okay at everything. So, and we see Jago feeling comfortable to go ahead and take a 4th base.
Interesting. Is it just a build off at this point? Who's going to create the bigger empire?
I think we're going to see one or both players go get to 200 supply and just go try and just bulldoze their opponent.
Yeah, wow, at this point, Henry's hitting real close to that 200 supply mark, and he does look like he's amassing a pretty big force.
Jago with a bunch of probes.
Offensive, or is he just going to try to like hold back Jago's harassing stalker armies?
I think Henry's strategy is going to be similar to what we've seen in other games. He's building some overseers right now, maybe concerned about Dark Templar. And let's check the bases for any Well, we see the
Now,
Twilight Council and the robotics facility, so we see Jago teching up a little bit, trying to get some more advanced units out of the Protoss tech tree. Not
now
content
you'll
with...
have to help me out here a little bit. If you look at the two bases, it looks like Henry has so much more going on than Jago
Yes,
does.
that's because of Henry's creep spread. So the queens get to put down creep tumors, which put down this purple stuff on the ground. It gives the Zerg a lot more map vision. So anytime, like right now, he can see Jago's army. He can see all of these stalkers coming towards his base. And oh my
Holy
goodness,
cow!
this is
This is a
so bad for
absolute
Jago.
blasting.
His army just getting absolutely obliterated by Zerglings, Roaches, and Hydras. And oh my goodness, we could see a big counterattack. And yes, Henry will
He's
move
gonna
these
take that
units.
army straight to the base.
He
There's no
will
way.
attack across the base, and we're going to see Jago lose at least one of his bases here.
Does Jago have the defensive structures, you think, to hold this attack off? I mean,
Jago,
Henry's army is moving in fast.
Jago honestly very high on money with 4,000 minerals in the bank. Maybe concentrating too much on controlling those early stalkers. Very low on defenses. He's frantically trying to build some cannons, but I think it's going to be too little too late. A huge concave of the Hydras just tearing the Zealots apart.
Here come all these roaches. Don't know what hit them.
All these roaches and hydras just pouring into the natural expansion. Some immortals, but 2 immortals are not going to do it against this giant Zerg army. And it looks like we might see 1-1. We might be going to game 3.
This
just looks like way too much Zerg. Jago without any army, only probes left for Jago. And GG, that's game
victory.
2.
Henry not willing to go into that. Good night. Wow, what a game 2.
What a game. Game 2.
Can't wait to see the third one.
Let's get ready for game 3.
Okay.